Here are 3 lessons I've learned from 3 years of playing vision impaired cricket. Whatever you're looking to achieve, you have to go all in. When I first started playing vision impaired cricket, I was a bit apprehensive of the programme, having previously been involved with it about 5 years previously. So I wasn't quite sure what was expected of me and what was actually going to happen, whether it was going to be a short-term thing, a long-term thing. I didn't really understand it. So my attitude was quite lazy. I didn't really buy in. I wasn't training much outside of training, even in camps. And it wasn't until someone told me, or I think I asked, they were like, no, this it's here for as long as you're willing to commit to it. And then it clicked and I was like, right, I need to do more, I need to get involved, I need to do a lot more outside of training camps, because meeting once a month is not going to get me anywhere. So I bought into it, I invested anything I could, so I started renting a indoor nets facility at a local school. I started training weekly over the summer, and I was just increasing the amount of strength training and specific conditioning that was needed for elite level vision impaired cricket. It can be really difficult to start with because you are often at a lower level with whatever you're starting with, whether it is fitness, sport, whatever you're looking to perform in. An obvious and common word that is mostly used in the sport and fitness industry, and it's almost in anything really in terms of wanting to get better, is consistency. Being able to put the same amount of effort in each week is challenging, especially when you've got other life commitments. If you are trying to do sport and fitness as an amateur athlete and you are looking to do a 9-to-5 job and actually try and earn money alongside, it really is complicated and can make that whole week quite busy, quite challenging. But having that consistency in what you're doing will allow you to improve as an athlete, and being honest with the people around you, saying that you aren't going to be able to commit to certain things, you might not be able to go to certain social events, and having everything you could possibly be doing for the sport in your calendar, and letting your partner and anyone else around you know, is crucial to making the consistency as easy as possible. Once I started being consistent with my training, that sort of really helped and let me grow as a vision impaired cricketer. However, I wasn't consistent with my recovery, and that was really detrimental as I spent the first couple of years getting injuries, whether it was from my calf, shoulder, I think hamstring at one point, foot as well. So until I then was like, right, I need to be stretching every day, I need to be doing mobility for all my weak areas, then I'm just going to get stuck. So being able to be consistent through everything in your sporting and social and working lives will allow you to have the most fulfilling approach towards your sport, exercise, or whatever goals you're aiming for.
Ready? Play. Damn it, it wasn't a ball. Ready? Play. Ready? Play. Ready? Play. Stop getting them on.
Record everything. It can be clips that I've included in this video where you're actually performing and doing your sport or activity, or it can be just writing down, so when you're in the gym or when you're doing an activity that you're able to get data from. having the ability to see what you have done in the past and analyse it and work out your areas of strength, areas of weakness, allows you to just become a better athlete because you know exactly what you need to be doing for the next training program. It is very specific, it's purposeful, and you're aiming for something that you know you need to be working on. And if you didn't have that information, you wouldn't be able to go in and tell your coach, or go in with the right mindset on, okay, here's the training session, I've got an hour, what am I going to be working on, what needs to be my super strength, what needs to be better and is able to meet that minimum standard. And until I started recording these clips and sharing them with my coach and analysing them with people who aren't vision impaired, I wasn't able to grow at the speed that I wanted to or improve. And since doing this, I feel so much more confident, especially around my bowling, and it is now something I'm working on around my batting and fielding. So I'm using the video data from that, as well as the recording the areas that I hit around me during the indoor net session, and taking that information, just being able to understand what I need to improve on. So in whatever area of sport or life that you're in, record what you are doing, whether it's just for a short period of time or every time you do it, but having that information is so key in terms of your improvement.
Ready? Play. Ready? Play. Nice. Ready? Play. Ready? Play.
And the final one, which is easier said than done, is to learn to fail. I have been training for vision impaired cricket for 3 years, and I'm still yet to represent my country in the sport. I have missed out on a couple of opportunities because I was just not ready, but I used all of the failure, whether it's from a typical session or from not being selected, to drive me forward, because I knew the gaps that I had, and using the information I had from the recordings and then building the consistency around my training plan, I've grown in the skills that I needed to. And I'd come in and I'd try and do something new and it wouldn't work, and that's okay. And I've just refined everything I've done because I've tried to keep an open mind to, okay, this isn't working, let's try something different, let's try something more efficient. And once I've accepted that failure, I've then gone out and reached out and had that open mind to speak to my coaches, speak to other athletes and other cricketers within my team and ask the questions. I want to know how to get better, and unless I failed, I wouldn't know that I'd need to. And it is easier said than done, because in other parts of life I hate it. I really hate the feeling of failure and needing to reflect on what I've done, and sometimes I can be stubborn in that case. But once you've accepted that, it's okay to try something, to fail at it and go again, you can only get better, because if you failed, you're at 0, and so anything you do after that will get you to 1. I've managed to refine my bowling from like 3 years ago being the worst bowler in the team, and to now I'm getting there towards competing against some of the best, I think, anyway. And now I'm taking my batting, which is again the weaker area, and seeing how I can utilise it and get the most out of it. And I'm going to fail, I'm going to have opportunities to succeed, but it's accepting that you aren't going to be the best straight away, and that you are going to need time, and you're going to need to fail. And once you do that, it's going to open up so much more growth for you in whatever sport or endeavour you're looking for. So allow yourself to fail, go again, fail again. You will get there, you'll find the right thing, and yeah, keep failing.